to realize that the one that they thought they could trust, who had signed that treaty 3.5 years earlier, turns out to be their mortal enemy, and they see the things. There's also going to be a tremendous earthquake back in chapter 11 that same day. And so these Jews are going to congregate, and they're going to be making their flight out of Jerusalem. This, I call them a mixed remnant, an escaping remnant of men, older men, working-age men, young mothers, and what have you, a cross-section of society. And now Jesus says, pray that it won't be in the winter or on the Sabbath day. Now then, look at the next verse, verse 21. For then, beginning with this event, beginning with this midpoint of the tribulation, he says, shall be days or great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall be. This last 3.5 years is going to be the most awful time in all of human history. We can't even begin to imagine what it's going to be like. But this escaping group of Jews, now if you'll come back with me again to Revelation chapter 12, this escaping remnant of Jews are the ones now referred to here in chapter 12, that they're going to go to their place in the wilderness where the Godhead, the triune God, is going to protect them and feed them. And now if you'll skip across, at least in my Bible, skip across the page to verse 13. And when the dragon, of course the dragon in Scripture is always in reference to Satan, who has been cast out of heaven earlier in this chapter. And so when the old dragon saw that he was cast into the earth, he persecuted, or he turns his attention on the woman who brought forth the man-child. And who's the woman? The nation of Israel. And so he just turns on the Jew that he had earlier given permission to have the temple worship and had been more or less benevolent to them. And now he turns his hatred on them. Now verse 14, here's the identical words from Exodus. And to the woman, to this escaping remnant of Jews, to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place. In other words, a designated place by a sovereign God, where she is nourished, taken care of, even as God took care of them in the wilderness with the manna and the water from the rock and what have you. God will take care of this escaped remnant for a time, plus times, plural,